C1music.fm. Let's talk about it. This is your host for the evening, Aaron Robinson and Jennifer Evans. What's going on, Jen?
Nothing much. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So we are back in the building, and we got our special guest for our part 4 Order in the Court. How you doing, Madisson?
Doing well. Can't complain.
Good. So, to round us off, we are putting another marriage to the test in our final part of Order in the Court, where we will be, what you call those people again?
The jury.
Yeah, the jury. And you guys can decide when y'all listen to this and be the judge if our premise on what we are calling a good or bad marriage based off of the context of the scriptures in the Bible and what took place. All right, so just to recap, we did a Order in the Court part 1, part 2, and part 3. Part 1, we laid down the foundation of this article that this young lady had spoke about in brides.com. We didn't get a chance to finish part 1 because part 1 was supposed to be one whole episode. But we broke down, probably too long. But
hey, a series.
Yeah. So then part 2, we actually went over the first marriage, which was Hannah and her husband Elkanah, or Elkanah, however y'all pronounce it. And then part 3 was Abigail and I forgot her husband's name. Nabal, yeah, there you go. And today we are going to do a classic story in the Bible. It's classic to me because I probably did this particular topic at least 4 times on this show throughout my history of doing podcasting since 2008. We were just going over that yesterday. I think I started in like 2007, 2008, and on different networks. I've been on different networks and like 13, 14 years. It's crazy.
Congrats.
But
yeah,
we've been doing it, and I appreciate y'all for saying that. But when I first started, I was doing it as a hobby. So, but it turned into us doing what we're doing now. But just to recap, we went over what are the characteristics of a bad marriage. We said signs of a bad marriage: you feel content for your partner. Your partner makes you feel bad about yourself. You feel controlled by your partner. You stay only to minimize the negative impacts on your family. You might be having an emotional affair. You stopped arguing entirely, and your body language shows disinterest. And the young lady said what to do if you're in a bad marriage. She said it can be overwhelming to realize your marriage is no longer what it used to be. Here are a few ways to begin moving forward. And that was work with your partner to right the course, seeking outside perspective, or start taking the necessary steps to move on. So today we bring into the courtroom King Xerxes and Queen Vashti. This story can be found in Esther, in the Old Testament, Esther chapter 1. And let me tell you why this story stands out to me. This was the first story. That whole book of Esther, I want to say, when I became an adult, and man, I've taught Sunday school lessons and everything else. And when I started doing my podcast, right, this might have been the first episode that I even actually did. And I remember one day I went to the library, and I went there with the intent to study the Bible and just wanted to have some privacy. And I read this book, but I read this Esther, but I kind of like took a different approach and wanted to read it from a perspective of a novel and kind of imagine what was going on. So I read it again, and I was like, yo, this story crazy. And so I wanted to then use that as a topic for a podcast to talk about it. And this was one of the first stories that I ever jumped in on a podcast and did. And so it's a very interesting story. The highlight of the story is mainly about Esther, but with Queen Vashti, her role in this story is very funny. Well, it's not funny, but it's funny, depending on how you again, approach and look at it. So we're going to go over this, and I'm going to paint the picture like I would when I first did my podcast. But today our goal is to match it up and see if this story fits the signs of a bad marriage. All right. And Madisson, I don't know if you're familiar with this story or not, but if you're not, this should be entertaining for you.
Oh, yeah, I'm here for it all.
This is a very dramatic drama story, in my opinion, in a fun, good way.
Here for all the dramaticas.
All right. So, Jen, you want to add anything to that? I don't know how familiar you are with the story or not. I'm pretty sure you probably are, but.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's one of actually my daughter, if you say a nickname, Jermaine. I call her Hadassah. If you ask her what her Hebrew name is, she'll say Hadassah, which is Esther's Hebrew name, which means myrtle, like after the myrtle tree for peace, love. So I really, I like the story of Esther a lot, so I'm really familiar with it.
Now, this story has really nothing to do with Esther. This is before Esther came on the scene.
I know.
And I've actually...
But it sets the pace. It sets the stage for her.
But I actually went back and started trying to piece everything together because, be honest with you, King Xerxes, he is a figure that not necessarily a Bible story figure, but a figure in different realms. And I don't even know, like, in this, like, the timeline of him is so off, right? Because if you look in other writings that are not according to the Bible, King Xerxes was married to a few people. So we don't know if, like, I don't know where Queen Vashti falls into place. I don't know where Esther falls into place. I don't even know which king is the king, because he had a drama-filled life, King Xerxes, but he had a son also that was also called King Xerxes. So I don't know if she married the son or if she married the actual King Xerxes. And I don't know. It's weird. You have to, like, do your research on it. It's kind of, he has drama. I think when it's all said and done, his son killed him.
A lot going on. All
yeah.
right.
When it's all said and done, I think King Xerxes, one of his sons killed him. But it's a crazy, crazy story. But you have to look outside of the Bible to get more content of him. But he was a wild boy, so let's get into this. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. All right. Verse number 1, I'm reading from Esther chapter 1, the NCV version. And again, we're looking to see if you find signs of a bad marriage. Verse 1. This is what happened during the time of King Xerxes, the king who ruled the 127 states from India to Kush. In those days, King Xerxes ruled from his capital of Susa. In the 3rd year of his rule, he gave a banquet for all his important men and royal officers, the army leaders from the countries of Persia and Media, and the important men from all Xerxes' empire were there. The banquet lasted 180 days, all during the time King Xerxes was showing off the great wealth of his kingdom and his own great riches and glory. I want to stop right there. So I want to put this in text. My man wanted to show off that he was the man. So he said, you know what? I'm going to throw a party. We're going to celebrate my whole empire is going to celebrate. But he called all his generals, all his people, and he wanted to throw a party so he could show off in front of them. And this And this party lasted for, what was it?
He said 180 days.
No, he after the 180 days, he gave another banquet in his courtyard that lasted for 7 days. So the celebration was for 187 days, but then he threw his secret for his generals or whatever.
The banquet.
The banquet.
Okay, because
That was a party for 7 days.
This man has money.
Yes, he was the king. And I just want to put the premise to you because I want to jazz this up. So he was the king, and now after they celebrated his 187, he's now throwing a 7-day banquet. So, they're going to be cooking, drinking, doing whatever.
A whole week.
Outside. They out there. So, but his premise and point of all of this is I got to drive this home. His premise of throwing this banquet and doing all this is to show off his wealth to his boys.
Felt that.
So, I now want to put this in modern day time. So imagine, I'm going to use Jennifer for reference. Imagine Jennifer and her husband bought a new house, right? And so they're not, for 7 days, they're not going to be showing off. But let's say one day it's like, yo, we're going
a day party or something.
Yeah, we're going to do a cookout, and we're going to invite all our friends. And inside the house is where Jennifer is going to cater her friends, and outside in the backyard is where all the guys are going to be. So most of the guys are in the backyard, all the girls are in the house, and the whole purpose of all of this is to show off the house. And am I telling the story right, Jen?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right,
yeah.
Cool.
That's good.
All right,
it was like a first he had a big banquet for everybody, then he had a company party.
Right. But I want to lay down that. So get that. So Jennifer is inside. Her husband is outside. Mm-hmm. They're throwing a party. Or we can even use me, for instance, me and my wife. But my wife and her friends are inside. The fellas are all partying outside. And they both drinking and stuff. All right, here we go. So I stopped at verse 5. I stopped before verse 5. When the 180 days were over, the king gave another banquet. It was held in the courtyard of the place of the garden for 7 days, and it was for everybody in the palace at Susa, from the greatest to the least. The courtyard had fine white curtains and pearl drapes that were tied to silver rings on marble pillars by white and purple cords. And there were gold and silver couches on a floor set with tiles of white marble shells and gems. Wine was served in gold cups of various kinds. And there was plenty of king's wine because he was very generous. My man was balling. All right. Verse 8, the king commanded that the guests be permitted to drink as much as they wished. So the bar was open for everybody. He told the wine servers to serve each man whatever he wanted. Verse 9, Queen Vashti also gave a banquet for the women in the royal place of the King Xerxes. On the 7th day of the banquet, King Xerxes was very happy because he had been drinking much wine. So I want to stop there. So they both was partying. Everybody was good. So now comes the last day of this party. And all your friends are there. All his friends are there. Well, you could say all Jim friends was there partying for the last day. And they cooking, they drinking. And so this was King Xerxes. King Xerxes was very pleased at the party and everybody that showed up. Right? So this is what he says. On the 7th day of the banquet, King Xerxes was very happy because he had been drinking much wine. He gave, now, I'm going to say, when I read this, that drinking much wine means that he was cooking, a little tipsy. Mm-hmm. And probably the people around him was also tipsy because there was as much drink as you want, man. Fill up. Inside and out. So the girls was drinking, the guys was drinking.
Lost in the sauce.
All right, here we go. He gave a command to the 7 eunuchs who served him, Mehuman, Bitsa, Harbona, Bigtha, Bagtha, Zethar, and Carcass. He commanded them to bring him Queen Vashti wearing her royal crown. She was to come to show her beauty to the people and important men because she was very beautiful. The eunuchs told Queen Vashti about the king's command, but she refused to come. Then the king became very angry. His anger was like a burning fire. So let's stop right there. So imagine now, Jennifer's husband is outside. He cooking. Now, I mean, he eating, drinking. All his friends, he's like, yo, he's showing off. So then he like, yo, he's sending like 2 or 3 guys like, yo, go inside and tell Jennifer to put something real sexy and arrogant, and tell her to come outside so I can show her off. You know what I'm saying?
She's like, I'm tired. I'm lit.
So he like, yo, go put something like showing off your figure, see through, some, you know what I'm saying? Some heels on, like go put it on for me. And so come outside so I can show you off to all the guys.
For me and all of us, yes.
For me and all of us, yeah. That's what her husband tells her. So she's in there partying and everything. He sent like 8 dudes, right? Was it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4. He sent 7 guys to go in there. Then the eunuchs are people who used to help the ladies get dressed up and keep them elegant and stuff like that, right? So he sent 7 people, or you could say servants, to go in there to help, like a stylist. Think about a stylist, a makeup artist, whatever. To go get her right. You know what I mean? So I could show her off.
Glam crew.
Yeah, the glam crew. And Jennifer like, nah, I ain't going out there. All right? So my man got angry. Jen, am I telling the story good?
Yeah, I'm going to let you tell it your way. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, cool. So verse 13, it was custom for the king to ask advice from experts about law and order. So King Xerxes spoke with the wise men who would know the right thing to do. The wise men the king usually talked to were Kashana, Shethar, Adamda, Tarshish, Meres, Marcina, and Memucan, 7 of the important men of Persia and Media. The 7 had special privileges to see the king and had the highest rank in kingdom. The king asked him, what does the law say must be done to Queen Vashti? She has not obeyed the command of King Xerxes, which the eunuchs took her. So my man is like this. He's saying, yo, the guys that he sent in there told the king back was like, yo, nah, she's not coming out there with you and whatever, you know what I mean, with you and all these guys for whatever reason. So he's showing off now, like, yo, you not coming out here? Like, yo. So his pride, I feel like his pride is being broken because he was trying to show off and she not obeying him, if you want to call it that. And so now she playing him out in front of all his boys. So now he kind of looking like a clown now because he was trying to be like, yo, he was all that. Mm-hmm. And then she told him no.
And also trying to showcase her too. So.
Yeah, but she told him no.
What'd she say?
I was saying that he was also trying to showcase her as well.
So
he was also trying to
showcase.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So he was saying, so he asked all his boys, like, yo, something got to be done, yo. So these are what the boys said. Verse 16, then Memucan said to the king and the other important men, Queen Vashti has not done wrong to the king alone. She has also done wrong to all the important men and all the people in all the empire of King Xerxes. All the wives of the important men of Persia and Media will hear about the queen's actions. Then they will no longer honor their husbands. They will say, King Xerxes commanded Queen Vashti to be brought to him, but she has refused to come. Today, the wives of the important men of Persia and Media have heard about the queen's actions, so they will speak in the same way to their husbands, and there will be no end to disrespect and anger. So they're on it like, yo, my wife is in there with your wife, and she just witnessed what you just did, what your wife just did. You told her to come out here, and she told you no. Bro, I don't need my wife to be around that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, if my wife go home, when I tell her to do something, she gonna say no. Because if the queen can do it to the king, then for sure my wife can do it to me. So this is the conversation that the fellas is having. So they come out with a suggestion, verse 19. So our king, if it pleases you, give a royal order and let it be written in the laws of Persia and Media, which cannot be changed. The law should say, Vashti is never again to enter the presence of the king Xerxes. Also, let the king give her place as queen to someone who is better than she is. And let the king's order be announced everywhere in his enormous kingdom. Then all the women will respect their husband from the greatest to the least. I'm going to stop right there. Madisson, I'm going to ask you this question first. And then I want to ask Jen the question. Madisson, if your husband was the king Xerxes and you know he want to show off, right? And again, the same thing. Let's say outside the house, all the fellas, you know they drunk. You a little tipsy yourself from drinking inside the house with all the girls and some of the guys' wives and stuff like that. And he go tell you, yo, he sends 7 dudes. Somebody to do your makeup, somebody to do your hair, somebody to pick your outfit out. All of that. Yo, go get beautified. The king want to show you off. Right? What would be your answer? What would you say?
If I was lit and a queen and there was all that going on, for one, that does sound kind of nice to be like, you know what? It is a weird setup. It is a weird setup. You sent these men to prepare me. I'm lit. You want me to get beautified? I'm also stuck on, what'd you say, see-through, some lace, nude. Clear? Hold on.
I just threw that.
Okay, because I was like.
But to me, it's the equivalent.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead. He want to show you off, like all of you.
I think. See, the all of you. That part is.
Well, that's the whole purpose. He want to show off. This is eye candy.
The all of you.
Yeah.
But I think I would have found that as somewhat of a nice gesture, but I could see why I possibly would say no as well, because it's like,
well, you can't possibly say either you gonna say yes or you gonna say no.
I can't fully understand her mood. I don't think I
I'm
would have
asking
been
in your
entirely
case.
uncomfortable with
I'm
that.
asking your case. So if it was you, not Queen Vashti, if you was the queen, would you do it?
If you said you send in a glam team to me, I don't gotta do it. I'm just gonna sit there and get cute. You want me to do a little 1-2 step in front of people? Let me go back about the night or something like that. I don't think that's all that bad. I don't think she should have. Yeah, I don't think it was.
Even if you had to wear like some.
Nah,
see-through.
that's the point. If it's something like that, I'll be like, hey, yo, babe, no. Tell him I refuse as well. Because no, not the goodies.
That's the whole purpose for you to show off the goodies.
And I would say no to that as well.
Okay. Jen, what about you, Jen?
So I remember I used to be like, why didn't she go? I mean, it was just, she was already, I think that Queen Vashti was like the top of his, for lack of a better phrase, harem amongst his wives. She was like top, and she was beautiful. And so he was happy, drunk with his guys. And he's like, yeah, I'm showing off everything that I have that's better than yours. So I know when I had read before, because I was like, why wouldn't she just go in front of them? Even if they were drunk, that's the king. Like, how are you going to just go against the king? It's not like, I think of my husband, if we were having a cookout and he was like, now if he said Daisy Dukes or I
Sound a little
know.
crazy.
I heard somebody say, like, when they said just put on the royal crown, like it was just the crown and nothing else. But I don't know why you would send 7 eunuchs just to put on a crown. I mean, even crown and makeup, and then just sitting you out there naked. But if that was the case, I would say no. But if it was just I'm hoping that they would respect the king and not grope me and all that stuff. So honestly, if I was queen, I'd probably go. I'd probably just go ahead and go out there.
So let me
Because
say this.
honestly, I think she got her way most of the time with him, which is why I think she was like, no, because I think she had to go away from her party and go up there if the eunuchs were there to like put on her royal garb, and fix her up to go and present herself in front of the king. So she had to leave her party. And I think that because of her status, because of the way the Bible depicts him, that he is like a kind of easy going and like very generous. I think that she was kind of spoiled by him. So she felt like she could refuse him, but that was like the wrong time. Because like you said, to me, it made him look kind of like a punk in front of everyone. I mean, so that was totally disrespectful. I think that was the wrong way, but I think it was meant, to set up the rest of the story, the real,
Got you. But
story.
hold on. I want to ask. I want to ask this question.
I would go outside.
I want to ask you this question. Though. All right. So we need to look at this story in two ways. All right. These are the two ways I want to look at this, because I ask myself this too. If see, he's the king. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to refuse your husband, but he's the king also. There's a difference in that. So that's the reason why I said we got to look at it in two ways. We got to look at it the first way is he's the king of the kingdom, the king. Like, in a nutshell, if he tell you to jump, you supposed to just jump, or you can lose your life. If you didn't do what the king told you to do, period, you had an issue. You had to be dealt with, and that goes for anybody. His kids, and he's the king. Just have it your way. That's how it was. So I never understood why she didn't go neither. Secondly, modern day, in the case, if this was, let's say again, outside, your husband is cooking, drinking, and he, again, has a couple of people come over, makeup artists, so on and so forth, and hairstylists and artists. Let's say he scheduled it to happen that way, right? So that you can come up with, and he picked the outfit for you to come out in, so you mingling with everybody. The glam team shows up, and they're going to take you to whatever your room is and get you like super glammed up. So first you was hanging out with all the women as regular jugglers, but then at, let's say, 6 o'clock before it start getting dark, he tells you to go change. But when he tells you to go change and he gets the glam team up there with you and they start working on you, when you see the outfit, it's all sheer see-through. I'm talking about everything exposed except you got a crown on your head. Now I'm asking from a modern day standpoint. Your husband want to show off his beauty. Now, in this case, because he the king, I don't think none of the dudes would do anything disrespectful or even come out their mouth and say anything crazy about you back then. And now, today, I think they would. I think, you know what I'm saying, your boys, and if they don't say it then, they will be definitely chopping it up.
It's in the group chat.
Yeah. It's definitely in the group chat, yeah. But I'm saying, like, back in the day, in this time, if somebody said something about the king or did anything, I'm pretty sure, like, the people that you were saying it to would step up and be like, yo, don't talk about the king like that. Like, are you crazy? Like, we can get killed for this. You know what I mean? They would have been dealing with everything out of fear. Now, it would be like, bro, you seen what he did? You seen Shorty? All the guys would be sitting there like, yo, would you smash?
Whoever's plus one now
Yeah.
has a video. It's in the group chat. Everyone's down bad.
So my question now is, all right, so for instance, Jennifer said that she would go if she was back then. My question to you is, would you go now?
You talking to Madison or me?
Both of y'all.
Okay, you want to go first, Madison?
Yeah, a part of me really kind of does want to switch the answer of, you know what, wait, just go. We're all lit. If it's not like too bad, and then if she did have a good setup,
we talking about a see-through outfit that he picked out for you.
especially if he planned this ahead, why wasn't
Yeah,
I
you just got on
involved?
pasties.
I still wouldn't want to do that. But like, if you said that he was like usually good to her, generous, all this other stuff, if it was like maybe real quick, yeah. But if it was very bad,
what you mean real quick? You're not gonna pop out there and pop back out.
hey.
The whole purpose.
Oh, you
is
popping out there?
You
gonna pop out there?
But like the way I'm seeing it, a little
Even if you pop
catwalk
out there.
with a pageant wave. Hello, nice to meet you. Nice to meet. Because I'm lit as well. I want to go back to my friends. I don't want my pasties out. Not my chicken cutlets. Oh my goodness, no. But then if it was today and all that stuff, but it was the pasty situation. Babe, what are you talking about? Send them, wait, why did you call them? Why did you talk to me first? Hold on. Yes, that would be nice. Why can't that just be for us? Get me beautified after the party.
His whole purpose is to show all of his wealth off. And you are his top prize.
The trophy wife.
The
Jeez.
trophy.
Oh,
You the trophy. So he want to show like, yo, look, this is
but
my wife.
every
Look at her
part
beauty.
of the trophy?
He
What
said,
you
yo,
mean?
y'all can look, but y'all can't touch.
Straight to the group chat.
And you going to say, yo, work that thing, baby.
Not the clappers.
All right. So what are you saying, Madison? Just so we can get. So you
If
said
it's today, no.
Today, no. Back in the day, yes.
Back in the day, yeah, I probably would. It's
Okay.
for the most part. I'll say yes
Okay. So yes for back in the day.
because I don't think it would be all
No,
that crazy.
No to now. No, you don't want to be on Instagram. I got you. Jen.
Yeah, I'm a definite no. I'm a heaven no.
So you're a no for today, but back in the day, you said you would say yes.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, considering, I think, with with everything, I would consider, him being the king. I don't think anybody's gonna, I would hope that they wouldn't grope me, but even just because of the fact that he's the king. Yeah. But my husband,
Let's say he's the CEO of a big corporation and all his, you know what I mean? He want to show off his wealth to all his people. Y'all live in a mansion. You know what I'm saying?
well, then just show him a bank statement. I mean, I
I don't care if it was frosty.
They know he's
that's
making
a little
money.
too much Smirnoff or whatever, too much wine cooler or whatever they're drinking. Yeah, you better keep on. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm not like, how I saw somebody at some show and they literally wore something see-through and she was standing beside her husband and I'm looking like, how is her husband standing there taking this picture? Like, why would he? I just don't. I don't see that.
Off.
I wouldn't.
This was recent. They had a picture of my man that played for. He used to play for Seattle Seahawks, and the singer. Remember, I was telling you she people were clowning her because
Sierra. She was butt booty naked.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know that. I only heard about the last
people
one.
were clowning her because they
song.
like, yo, she got that song out for all her single ladies, and she married.
Song one thing, because like if it's an
But
old
yeah,
song,
she came out. She came out and was working it.
Yeah, it's not a good. That wasn't a good look to me.
Untasteful. Yeah, that part's not.
Yeah,
good.
pretty much.
But the whole today, if that was to happen, no. It's a no. I know it's shot o'clock, but I don't got time for that, babe. Why are we doing that?
All right, so check it. Let's finish because now I want to bring it to this. So, all right, verse 21. The king and his appointed men were happy with this advice. So the king Xerxes did as you can suggest it. He sent letters to all the states of the kingdom in the writing of each state and in the language of each group of people. These letters announced that each man was to be the ruler of his own family. Y'all missing the paper. All right, so I have to bring this up because I obviously didn't print the rest of it out. But let's do this. So at the end of the day, she got shipped off. She had to. They described it as her hopping on a donkey and leaving the city, exiled, never to be back again. She lost it all.
She had a ride.
She lost it all. So now I'm asking you, Madisson, before we bring it back to our situation, I want to ask, if you knew that your husband, let's say he was a millionaire and he, and you said no, so he told his lawyers, get the divorce papers ready, and we're going she out of here tomorrow.
Did
And
she
you
get
ain't
a
getting
prenup?
and you ain't getting nothing. You get nothing of nothing. How you feel about that? Like, what would be your reaction then? Would you be like, let's say y'all signed a prenup prior to, because I don't know anybody who's rich that wouldn't make you sign one. So you already know, like, you're not leaving with anything.
I feel as though that's a crappy situation. I don't care how much money you have to then it's nice to want to put me like out there, and thank you for wanting to flaunt me, but too far. And then like now you don't care maybe however they delivered it back to him, because like maybe she didn't say like a crazy no, but I get the whole no in general. It could have been embarrassing
In front of his boys. So his lawyer and everybody's there.
Me. What are you doing?
His lawyers and everybody there. So you find out that he got the papers written up for you. You out of here.
See,
early in the morning.
There's many red flags. You're just married to money at that point. You don't even care about yourself. So I guess I'll
in his
take
mindset,
that L.
he's the king. So let's say he's the CEO. You mean he can replace you at any point in time.
All right. Why are we together then? If you could replace me at any point in time, I guess that was my way out. If
So you would have wanted to be out.
Yeah.
Put you on a horse and carriage, man.
Hey, at least she had a horse and carriage.
You wouldn't lose it all?
Who would lose it all? I'm not going to... He might lose something else as well on my way out. I don't know.
Nah, he the story goes, he found him a good wife.
Oh, I meant like sticky fingers. I don't know. Selling things. I don't know. Nah, I will be out, yeah. Hey, at least she got a horse on the way out. Hopefully he hooked her up as well. Didn't call it Uber. He was like, you know what, get this your own car.
That is the equivalent. Leave. He called her Uber.
But it's not like those horses would have went back to him or something.
Actually, yeah, she wasn't even on a horse. He gave her a donkey.
Oh, well, we
Donkeys
saw
don't
Shrek.
move as fast as horse.
Yeah, but they have kind hearts. Chris Rock played donkey well in Shrek. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I guess that would just be the end of it.
You can't go back to the city. And you the queen. Everybody know who you are, so you're going to be clowned, yo. You took an L for not wanting to show off with your husband.
If that was today and it was the same thing of, he wouldn't even be able to. Okay, so if he got the money to then have me not be able to return back to the city.
Yo, you don't know the story, and I'm then move this to Jennifer. You don't know the whole story, but my man pretty much, for his next wife, he pretty much did an American Idol situation. And picked, like, you know how these girls go on the TV shows and you pick, you have people.
I'm Cindy from New York.
Yeah, and they want to get married to the king. He did one of those joints.
Oh, okay, so
to get his next wife.
He was like, I'm gonna show out.
I mean, his first wife, his main wife was beautiful.
Yeah.
So he had to get someone at least equivalent to her. You don't want to, you got to get the 2.0. You can't.
I suppose a
proper
bit
and good.
understandable.
And you in the dirt and the donkey with the dust.
It was meant to be.
So you willing to take that L?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jen. What about you, Jen?
Especially if it was today, because it's not like I'll be in the dirt. So
You not taking none of the
Yeah,
money.
exactly.
You be broke again, yo.
that's what I'm saying. On the way out, the fingers gotta get a little sticky. So I gotta use the bathroom or something. I don't know. Come back with
Security,
a disguise.
man. You ain't gonna be able to steal nothing.
They not gonna know.
All right, go ahead, Jen. What about you?
I definitely wouldn't appear half naked in front of other men for, my husband's pleasure. That's just whack. And if he was a multi-millionaire, multi whatever, I think that I would, if I had I guess I would be utilizing whatever funds came in my direction wisely.
My man froze
Because
all
you
your
already know,
accounts.
honestly, if that's the way he was, he didn't just up and, even if he was drunk this one time, I think that honestly, and then the way he tossed her to the side, if this was a modern day person, then you already knew his character. You already knew how he was.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you would govern yourself accordingly and use wisdom. Like I said, when funds came your way, if he gave you his card or gave you some money for a shopping spree, I probably would, use 10% of that and then 90% stash away. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm gonna be on a nice donkey.
So you saying that you
gonna have rims.
You gonna be putting money aside for an exit strategy? You going into the marriage with an exit strategy?
She said it's inevitable.
If he's already like that, if his character is set up like that, to where he's someone who would do you like that, would ask you to appear half naked in front of his friends just because he's like, yeah, this is my yacht, this is my house, this is my car, and this is my chick. Yeah.
Just objectifying.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then because I said no, like, what if I'm shy? Like, I don't want, no, hun, I don't want to be butt naked in front of your friends. And he says, all right, we'll hit the door. Yeah, if I was with a man like that, I think he would have already shown some of his characteristics.
Hold on, no. See, my thing is, why, even if she wanted to say no, why wouldn't you just go out there and talk to him in person?
Because hear me, okay, yeah, that would have been better.
Even just go out there, if you're not dressed up or the eunuchs ain't, just go see him. Just be like, yo, let me talk to you. Like, yo, what's good with you?
Wait,
like,
are we talking about modern day or are we talking about the biblical?
I'm talking about both. Even as queen, she should have just went and talked to him.
I agree. Because
here's my thing. Hold on.
I don't think as queen, you don't just come out there and like he asked you. She was supposed to come out there with or without her fully whatever way he wanted her to come out there.
But if
so
she gonna say
queen,
no
with King Xerxes,
or sent somebody, okay, sure.
Yeah, or
that's on her. That's what she was well aware.
Either I agree with that add-on because my mind was going towards what if this turned out to be pure embarrassment? Because like, what if she really wanted to say no, and because she was litty tree fitty with her friends, and then she could have been embarrassing. Like, what if she came out like tripping, stumbling, talking slow? How you doing, babe? Like, maybe especially if he prepared it ahead of time. Tell me, put me in the loop, put me in the game, coach.
Well, let's say he planned this out for 100 and something days plus the last 7 days. What if it was the plan for you to?
Oh, that she been new.
Yeah. Well, what if it was the plan? It's just that he ain't tell you that he was gonna be having you come out and floss. He was gonna floss you around. So, like, for instance, modern day. Let's say your husband planned all of this. Right? Let's say it wasn't even at your house. It was at a venue, a nice venue. And he planned for all of this stuff. And you knew that he was planned. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna pick an outfit for you. Da da da. I'm gonna have you come out, and you're gonna be stellar. You're gonna be. And then when you see
Hyping
the
her up.
hyping it up. And then when you see the outfit that he picked for you,
You're like, whoa,
it was the same outfit that Ciara had on.
Ciara.
You didn't see it.
No, I didn't see it. But that kind of makes it even worse because I do understand why he's more mad. punching the air. But that kind of makes it even worse because it's like you didn't directly lie to me, but withholding the truth, you lied to. You knew in the back of your noggin you was gonna
you know
put me
that your man
crazy.
is that man. He's that guy. He's the boss.
But what does that got to do with me and him choosing something like that? Especially if that's not how she dressed. They didn't even do things like that. And then now at the blue, what?
I'm saying at the end of the day, you probably know if this your husband, you already know if he flashy, he show off his he a show off. You gotta already know that marrying him, and he got money. You know he got money, and he buys stuff. He wastes his money. He like buying stuff because he always got money.
What does that have to do with me?
It's that lifestyle. You part of that lifestyle. You probably get to show off and do stuff yourself. You probably was in there stunting too. So you probably was going in there and telling everybody, yeah, my honey he bought me, he got all the, then people walking in, the glam team walking in. He got all the top glam team people.
Then she started super stunting. I tell that man, no. What are we talking about?
Yeah. He paid top dollar for all the top people from, let's say, in our case, New York, like people on TV, celebrities. You know what I mean? Celebrity who do all the celebrities, even the celebrity photographer, the celebrity makeup artist, top notch to show you off. And you like, nah, man, I ain't going out there.
Hey, she could have gotten crafty. Because if he did go to those lengths, you see the dress, what is this? Hear me out. What a the nip slips. Maybe she could have got crafty.
Nip slips? What are you talking about?
The sticky. I forget the sticky pushy uppies. Maybe she could have.
The 7 guys that's dressing you up ain't gonna let you come out there looking, come out there with no nonsense.
Let who? I'm the queen. Ain't no. Who's letting? Y'all came here to set me up. Okay, I'm ready to go out. I'm gonna head out. As they walk, I'm about to go run. Hold on, let me get.
Jen, you feeling her on this one, Jen?
Because technically you went out.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
To cover your lady parts. If you're wearing all sheer, I'm not coming out. Like, exactly, you won't technically. Because what I was describing is there's like nipple covers.
Hold on, let me make sure I'm understanding. So you saying this for today's time, or you saying it back then? Because back then you said you would still go out. You changing the answer? You changing your answer?
No. I'm not changing my answer.
Sheer.
Hold on, I'm asking Madisson. Madisson, are you changing your answer? So you saying that, and back in those days, you would have came out with the fufu?
I was saying she could have got crafty. I wasn't speaking to myself at all.
The king wouldn't accept that. I already know that. He would say off with her head.
Hey, but maybe not. He could have went up to her and was like, "Yo, what is this?"
Nah.
Hey, yo, what is this? I don't know.
Yo,
I met you in the middle.
Listen, if he made the drastic change to go from yo, man, my wife played me out in front of all y'all, man. Like, yo, what should I do about this? And the one guy's like, yo, get rid of her. You can always get a new chick. All right, yo, set the papers up. We're going to get that done tomorrow.
On a king mentality, just listening to everybody.
He listened to his head guys.
I know they look into those were the best of the best.
They say, yo, get rid of her. She don't deserve the position that she's in. She don't respect you. So if you going in there like, yo, but I'm the queen, like those 7 guys went back and told on you. All right, Jen, go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, so it's all about the timing. If I'm back in biblical days, yeah, I'm sorry, I probably am coming out butt naked.
It cannot be off with my head. Not me.
I mean, I mean, it's not like well, I mean, I guess she had a choice, and she actually came off easy considering. So yeah, she actually came off pretty easy. I would be thinking worst case scenario, it's not worth it. I'd probably go out there butt naked. Now, if it was Lyndon and he pulled out the Sierra outfit, I'd be like, I see air, I ain't wearing it. Did y'all get that? Sierra,
Uh-huh,
Sierra,
yeah.
I ain't wearing it. Anyway, so yeah, I wouldn't do it if it was just my husband. Even if he had, even if he was a football player. I mean, you know, I wouldn't do it. And my husband wouldn't ask me to do that anyway.
I'm just going to share this now. I did try to see the infamous dress. All I typed was Sierra. It said Sierra dress immediately. Immediately.
Oh yeah, it's not. It's actually nothing. It's literally air. Like you literally see air and everything else she has.
Rihanna wore this. Rihanna wore some. I'm not saying it's anything better. And honestly,
but Rihanna is single.
His face looks very not.
Rihanna is
if
not
he
single.
knew about it, yeah, she wasn't single at that time.
She was single when she wore the dress, right?
No.
When she was single when she wore all her other stuff. I mean, she has her belly out now, right? She ain't wearing. Was she wearing some like that revealing?
She already got criticized for what she did at the Super Bowl, and to me,
I don't know about.
She got criticized
for what?
For like slapping her.
For what?
For slapping her vagina and stuff while she was performing.
She does that.
Oh, I didn't see this.
It's Rihanna. But the dress.
All right, hold on. Because we got 10 minutes. Let me ask this question now. So, is this signs of a bad marriage? So the things where you feel contempt for your partner makes you feel bad about yourself, you feel controlled by your partner, you stay only to minimize negative impacts on your family, you might be having an emotional affair, you stop arguing entirely, your body language shows disinterest.
So her body language or her response or lack thereof showed disinterest. She was controlled by her husband. He was king, so she was already controlled by her husband. What was the other one?
You think
yeah, pretty much is a bad marriage.
Do you think that he made her feel bad?
Huh?
Do you say that she made him feel bad? And
no. I mean, both of them made each other feel bad. Yeah, she disrespected him, and I think, men need respect. So she definitely disrespected him. I don't know any other way to get around it other than just to go out there and give him what he wants as the king.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe at the cookout, maybe probably could have talked to my husband, sent him a text like, "What is this? Like, you see this?" Like, sent a selfie like, "You see this? This what you want me to walk out there with?"
And what if he like, yeah, man, that's the move. You look good in that. That's the move, honey.
Oh my gosh, it tore. It ripped.
I'm not even gonna. That's smart. That's very smart. But I'm not gonna lie. If it was the Sierra dress of back in the day, hey, the nipple part, it has darker sheer. You don't see those. You don't see the eye. Yeah, I would go out if it was that.
You would go out back in the day.
Out.
You would go out if you would just had to wear a crown, only.
I think I would go out with the crown.
With just the crown.
The crown alone.
My moment.
The
crown and some slippers.
Alone. And Vaseline or whatever they had.
The glitter and Vaseline.
Yep.
I'm gonna make it shine.
Like a diamond. Shine bright like it. Okay.
Oh man. Y'all shout out, man. I'm glad I'm not a female for this one, man.
Right?
Go through it all.
Because honestly, to me, you have to contemplate, like, to me, in both situations, you got to contemplate, especially if you know your husband is the way he is. Like, you got to contemplate, like, yo, am I willing to lose it all for this L?
Not the math. Okay, squared.
But see,
squared.
Because men and women think differently.
Be together. Like, I don't want some man that wants me to be like
eye candy.
naked, like literally naked outside, or just like I can understand your man wanting you to look nice and even like maybe even form fitting, or
A little sexy.
I could go that far, like yeah, but like too like skimpy and I don't know. It's there's a certain
Not
there's a
nudity.
certain line that can't be crossed, I would say.
Nudity
I
to
don't need
booty.
if I need a nipple cover for the outfit, then that's not the one for me. And he ain't the man for me.
He should know
If he's
that.
requiring
He should
outfits.
know that about me. So you wanted to
Right.
kick me out,
And
huh? So
I should
this is what this is
Well,
what
you
you
also
wanted
know about him. You probably know that what he about too.
Nah, if there was no other context of him making her do such things or dressing in way, then nah. She did not see that coming.
Yo, this thing right here says the Sierra dress. You can buy it today, Jen, for $300.
I know. For how much?
$300.
For 15 pieces
Yeah,
of
right.
glitter and a see-through
I mean, what's the
poncho?
point? If to me, I wouldn't even go outside. What's the point in leaving the bedroom with that? Like, let's just stay here. We staying in.
Hey.
It's already started.
He
What-
has her on a different
we ain't going
level of
nowhere.
feeling
Look.
herself.
Look, you can do it with Afterpay. Extra small, medium, or large. What size you want me to get you, Jen?
I mean, you get whatever size fits your girl, your wife,
My wife ain't wearing this.
because that's gonna be her.
See-
That's gonna be our anniversary gift.
When y'all renew the vows, yep.
That's crazy. All right, man. So we are categorizing this as a bad marriage.
Red
See,
flags.
So let me say this. Let me say
Oh,
this
yeah,
though. Let me
definitely.
say this, because I was gonna pick another story. I was gonna pick. I forgot her name. She was a judge in the Judges. Oh man, what's this lady's name in Judge? If her husband was a general and the leader of the army of Jerusalem of Israel, but I forgot her name. Would you know her name?
You're not talking about Deborah, right?
Is it Deborah? I think it is Deborah. I was gonna do Deborah, and her husband, right? And the reason why I was gonna do them over this one only because you get to see an interaction between Deborah to a certain, at a certain point, like the Abigail and her husband. We really didn't see the interaction until the end, and it was more of he was drunk and she told him what's up. Like in this, we don't see their interaction. They don't actually interact with each other. So for us to really say if it was a bad marriage, we only going by
The result by the
results.
end of what he did.
But we don't really know. Like if she was used to getting her way and he was used to getting his way, the thing for us to really see is if they were when they actually interacted with each other. And this, he ain't interact with her at all. He sent his boys. She sent her his boys back, and then he sent the papers. you know what I'm saying? Take a hike. And she went walking on her donkey. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't actually see. So it could have been a bad marriage. For us to point out these signs, I mean, I don't really know. Like, we could say, all right, he made her feel bad. She made him feel bad. Yeah, I said negative impacts on the family or emotional affair. Which one you said? You said language.
No.
The language shows body disinterest. I don't know what her body language was like.
Her arms
The
were
fact that she
crossed.
didn't even come, like she didn't go. She was like, nah.
But to me, that could have
it's
been
like
stop arguing entirely. She stopped arguing entirely.
I said what I said.
that too. I think that this one hits almost except the emotional affair. Like, I mean, yeah. Thank God he didn't like send. I mean, he sent her away, but not.
He could have killed her,
he
or he
didn't.
could have put her
She
in
just-
jail.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? She could have been locked up for
Yeah.
it.
So she was definitely controlled by her partner, because even her no had consequences.
Yeah, he could have put her in jail and then still come down and visit her whenever he wanted to.
Now don't go in the cell. You're not my celly, sir. No. Bail me
See,
out.
that's what's so
If it's
crazy to me. to me, real quick, King Xerxes, I think he was just laid back and he did whatever other people told him to do. Because yeah, actually, I think she said no because she's kind of used to getting her way, and she didn't think that it was going to be the way it was. But why would he have them decree that he never sees her again? Like, gosh, like, I mean, like you said, they were like, okay, you can't come up to the palace, but I can come down to you
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, like he could never see her again. She was banished, deposed of her status, and yeah, cast away. Like,
the fact that he was willing to do
there,
that,
but not there.
the fact that he was willing to do that too is just, maybe he wasn't really, even though she was beautiful, maybe he wasn't like beat for her.
But it wasn't even his decision. He left it up to some. It was like all of us here, and my kid says something to me. I'm just saying, and I'm like, y'all, like, what I know he ain't just said that. What should I? And y'all say, you know what? You should put him on punishment for like 2 weeks. Put him on punishment for 2 weeks. Take away his whatever game. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then Aaron, you're like, I'm going to go tell him. And you just, but I'm the parent.
And to make
I'm the parent.
Worse,
so why didn't I decide what I should do? Why should I just leave it up to you? I'm like, okay, yeah, that's good. I just thought that was weird. Like, everybody kind of bossed him around to me.
Yeah.
To me.
Not yet.
I think King Xerxes was just like too laid back.
To piggyback off that thought process, because correct, 1,000%, because you are taking these suggestions, even if they could be from the greatest of minds. By the end of the day, they were mainly like seemingly saving their butt, because they're like, yo, if the queen could talk to the king like this and our wives are chilling with her, or anybody else's wives hear this, it's going to be destruction. And so they weren't even really thinking of the higher good of himself, but mainly themselves. Maybe a bit of him, but...
But you also got to think about it. His next wife, right? I don't really know if he really got a chance to really get to know her neither, right? He did American Idol.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? They did an American Idol situation, and then he was like, yeah, she a baddie. Let's do it. And made it happen. And
but you could tell by the way he did her, right? Like, he let them have it. He was ruled by looks. You look good. What you say? Yeah, you can have that. Because he let her have her way, pretty much. And she did something, like, she went in front of him when she wasn't supposed to, right?
Right.
Like, she even bent the rules. And he was like, oh, yeah, okay. So he was, like, laid back. He was a laid back kind of dude.
I got you.
Yeah, swayed by looks.
Well, you should go. Modern day, you should go and say, being that I did that for you, you got to buy me a new house. Buy me a house, and I want a Bugatti with it. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you tell it.
Absolutely.
Deuces.
Absolutely. No, the house, car, let me get some luxury items.
Yep.
Keep both house, car, sell those luxury items.
Put it in my name.
Yeah. So I know it's real.
Yep. Put everything in my name and then tap out.
And tat it as well.
I have some money for taxes.
True. I just wanted to say that because now Madisson changing her mind now.
You keep saying no.
I'm taking a pic because I'm coming.
Oh, man.
You come out there. I'm taking. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, shout out. All right, man.
Wait, you do it modern day?
Huh?
Madisson?
Yeah, Madisson would do a modern day.
She said modern day?
I never said yes.
She said she's going to get a house in her name. She said she's going to do it for the house, the Bugatti, and a couple other items. True story?
Instagram.
No.
He said no?
No. I just said no 5 times.
Not for the money? Not for the money, honey?
What I gotta... Hey, no. That's the group chat still. You're on Instagram. And then they don't blur the nip anymore. Oh, no. It's over.
All right, man.
Spiral for life.
So this is we decided to come to the conclusion that this was a bad marriage. I am going to say, though, again, we never seen them interact with each other, so it's kind of hard to say. But if we just basing off of the story and how it went, this was definitely a bad marriage from beginning to end. The verdict is in.
It's all down bad and unfortunate.
Order in the court, then. We have come to a final decision. No, don't make the sound. Don't break my table. Yo, we out of here, though. Yo, Jen, anybody you want to give a shout out to? Any final words? Jen?
Yes, actually, today is, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, today is my oldest daughter, Gabrielle's birthday, so happy birthday, Gabby. Yeah, so she turns 28.
So this is Gabrielle's birthday today, you said? Happy birthday to you, Gabrielle.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And thank you, yeah.
Go, shawty. It's your birthday. Imagine a sherbet scoop dancing. Go, shawty. It's your birthday.
All right, Madisson. What about you? Any shout outs?
Shout out to G.O.D. and me and my family. That's all I got.
Okay. I want to shout out to Gabby as well, man. Happy birthday to you. You know, cuz. And, you know what I mean? That's what's up, man. I don't know how old you're going to be, but, you know. Stand
28.
tall, man. That's what's up. You said 28? She going to be 28?
Yeah, 28.
Oh, yeah.
28.
Yep.
It's getting old, man.
Hey, we don't have to say
Oh,
that.
guess
Much
what?
love.
What's
Guess
up?
what, y'all? Yeah. Yeah, is she 28 or 29?
She said, hold on. I just know it's a birthday.
This recorded too?
Don't make me get the candles. I'm going to put her initials with the candles. No numbers.
Wow.
This recorded
wow.
too. I hope you ain't gonna send this to her.
Skip it. Skip the end.
But yeah, I give you a shout
Charge
out.
my head, not my heart.
I gave you a shout out on the radio.
Yeah, yeah. Her brother will probably hear this and report back.
Oh, man. I'm about to take it out. I'm
Don't
about to
be
take
like
it
that.
out.
Bro, don't be like that.
All right. Yeah, man.
All right,
I thought you was
until
gonna
next
say
time.
something. Jen, I thought you was about to say something though. I thought you was about to say something. About
No, I was like, nah, just, all right, until next time, I'll see you guys.
No
Enjoy.
doubt.
Take care.
Y'all have a good one, man. We out of here. Peace.